Okay, so we're recording this session, and let me know if you have any questions, but it should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so this is our Mindtouch documentation. We'll be working as a team to review and also create new articles if needed. So in today's session, we'll be sharing the documentation. We have a list of articles. I probably need to review it just a little bit to make sure that all the articles are there, but for the most part, they are. And we'll also review the instructions for auditing articles, and then we'll practice with an article. Okay? Okay, so the list of articles is here. I have shared this presentation with you. It should be on SharePoint, so if you needed access to this list of articles, it's here. Okay, so we'll go over the instructions that I put together for auditing Mindtouch articles. So just a few tips here. We want the wording to be clear, and also we want it to use best practices. For example, some of the articles have different ways of communicating, like where to click in Collaborati. And so just as a best practice, we'd like to maybe streamline some of the ways we mention how to click in Collaborati. So for example, click notifications on the top menu bar, where notifications is in all bold and it has quotation marks here, or the word or the sentence hover over the timekeepers in the top menu bar. So timekeepers, that's at the top of the screen in Collaborati, and so we would just hover over that with putting timekeepers in all bold and quotation marks. And then additionally click on rate request. So if you're hovering over the timekeepers, then you'll click on rate request, which is a selection in the drop down under the timekeeper menu. So just using like highlighting buttons and also links with bold letters, and also using quotation marks to draw attention to them. Okay, and then also when we reference any icons in the blue bar, I do like you to, instead of saying click on the suitcase icon or the timekeepers icon, mentioning more information about the icons. So for example, if you're trying to click on codes, you'll click the fourth icon from the top on the left navigation menu, and then in parentheses, we put the quotation marks codes here. So yeah, so it's really good idea to make sure you count how many icons that there are, like from the top, or like if they wanted to click the rates, I would probably just say the last icon instead, because that would be a way to distinguish, if it's got 4 or 5 icons, because I think on some of the firms, if vendors are part of the firm structure, then they'll see 5 icons to get to like the icon after the code. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, let me know. But I do like those 2 particular best practices, and I wanted to call them out here. Also, we want to make sure that the numbering looks correct on the articles. If there's more than 5 steps in the list in the article, it may be helpful to add numbering to the steps. You can use the numbering feature in the program if available. It doesn't always work, so just be a little mindful about the numbering when you're reviewing and editing the article. Okay? All right. regarding images. So this is like um, 3 slides about how we can best use images in the Mindtouch articles. So we want to try on the customer-facing articles to use the Collaborati media repository. We actually have 2 repositories because Collaborati has so many articles with screenshots. And if you're using that particular method of attaching the articles, then the images are not actually attached to the article because they're stored, or they're not stored in the article, they're stored in the media repository. So I did add some directions last week on how to use the media repository, and we'll go over that briefly today a little bit later. But yeah, as the best practice on the customer-facing articles, we're going to use the media repository for storing our images. Now, since there are so many pictures inside the Collaborati media repository, we should try to name the images with an abbreviation of the department. So for example, you could use the COLL abbreviation or the EB. So here's an example. So there is an image that is called EB-change currency. You could also even add a number to the description. So for example, EB-change currency 1, if there's several pictures that you need to attach, that's really helpful so you can figure out which order the images need to be added to. Additionally, it's possible to add a description to the image. That might be helpful, like if it's a common image that we plan to use for different articles. For the most part, what I've noticed is that not too many of the articles have the same image, but I noticed that when we first started using Mindtouch that it was a common convention for the images to have a description. And then we also want the images to be clear and not blurry. If the article is very long with many screenshots, then it's helpful if you can make the images uniformly small. So here, let me pull up this example quickly here. So this one, complete setup for new firms. So this one has quite a few pictures. They can see how the pictures are all about, they all stop right about here. And one thing that I found when using, in order to make them kind of line up, well, it looks like these got bigger here. One thing I used in order to make them line up is there's some little things in the edit mode that I was just using the little lines in there to help them. So there's these little division lines between the icons. So I was using this one or this one to make them uniform. So what happens was if I move the screen, you can kind of see this image, it kind of lines up with this little line here. So then I can make them uniform. Now that was just a tip I used. I think there's another way to resize them, and I don't know all the ways you can do that, but that was how I got all these to kind of be uniform. Okay, so let me just cancel out of there. So yeah, you can see how the images can be made uniformly smaller. Okay, so here's just some quick tips about using the media repository. So basically, you would need to add the image by navigating to the Collaborati media repository. you'd probably need to use number 2 because number 1 is full. And then, yeah, it's within the Collaborati folder. There's a media repository folder. And then you can attach a file there. You attach your image. And then if you want to find the file that was just uploaded and edit the description, then you can do that. And then just remember the name of your document. So I added some instructions. Well, I did add some instructions. Let's see if I can find it. Copy. I think. No, that didn't work. I'll have to find that article here. Let's see. Best practices. Is it in here? I think so. No, that's not it. It's in. Yeah, okay, I'll find it in a little bit. Okay, so we'll move on. Let's see, make sure that so moving on from the images, make sure that when you're reviewing the article that the table of contents looks correct. And actually not all articles will have a table of contents, but only if they have like different headings. I'm using the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, will they actually have a table of contents? Otherwise, they may not if they're very short. So sometimes if you have too many like spaces, you could actually get the table of contents looking funny. Okay, and then additionally, at the top of the articles, you can review the page summary. And in the page summary, we can further summarize some of the articles. So in general, what I've seen is that there's a lot of articles that the documentation team had previously worked on, and most of those were text-based articles from the original PDF of the Collaborati Help Guide, and very few of those articles originally contained screenshots. And so when support started making documentation, we had like lots and lots of screenshots, and we would like show the step-by-step things that were needed. So for what I'd like to see maybe is some articles that would have a page summary with this kind of wording. Article includes explanation of all fields, or if it's one of the ones with the screenshots, step-by-step guide on how to, whatever it is. Article includes helpful screenshots, or maybe saying step-by-step guide detailing blah, blah, blah. Article includes helpful screenshots. So using some of those words for the page summary would be helpful, just so that we can see a little bit more. I'll give you an example here. Invoices. Actually, let me just go to this. Let's see. Invoices. So the page summary shows up most helpfully when you actually click on the folder. So here, once I clicked on the folder before I get to the articles, you can see like this one says step-by-step guide on how to create a manual invoice. Article includes helpful screenshots. And this one says article includes explanation of all fields. So you can clearly see, well, do I want to know what the fields are, or do I want to know, just the general guide of how to like do it? So that's where these page summaries come in the most helpful, because once you click on the article, it's not actually that helpful to like see the page summary. So here it just has like a line at the top. But looking at it here is a lot more helpful, I think. Okay, and then review the tags in the page settings and try to add no more than 5 tags per article. If there's no tags, we want to add tags, and then make sure that they're appropriate. So I've started removing some of the Collaborati tags just because a lot of the articles, well, the articles used to have the words Collaborati in front of them, but now they don't. So I'm not quite sure if adding Collaborati would be good or not. So let's just take a look at this one right here. You can see the tags here. The recommended doesn't help anymore because what happened is when Isabel restructured all our articles, she added some numbering in the actual URL, so that's how this one gets up to the top. So if you want to look at that, or you need help with figuring out how she did that, yeah, I can tell you. But yeah, it's a little tricky. She basically had to edit, I think, this part, and then she could make an edit here. Anyways, yeah, that's how that worked. Okay, are we doing on time? Okay. Oh, also, if the article has any links inside to other articles or other pages, just make sure that the links are working correctly, and yeah, that they pull up the right article. Yeah, so check the links. And then Mindtouch articles, review the page settings. And then also you could check to see if it's hidden as a sub-article. If you need help moving an article, you can let me know. But yeah, you can. I've found several hidden articles, and basically they're in a folder that's not. They're within maybe this folder or something, but they're kind of in the wrong folder. All right, and then one other tip: identify if there's a similar article. Determine if we should remove one, or maybe they should be combined. So for example, I think it would be a little bit too much information if we tried to combine both of these, just because that would be hard to, I think it would be harder to read through if we tried to combine both of these. Just too much information. But you can also add a hidden comment in the article. There's one here that shows how that comment. The comment just says, oh, if you make any changes to this article, make sure you review this other article also. And it does seem like there are times where it might be appropriate to have information about timekeepers in 2 different places or such. So maybe just documenting that a little bit better would be helpful. Oh, and I wanted to add a readability score to our documentation, so just using this guide to help with that. So there's a place in our documentation to add that. All right, and then Shay's really big on videos, so if you wanted to start making videos for Mindtouch, if that's something that you're really excited about, talk to me more. The videos should be created using Camtasia, shorter than 3 minutes, and we can use Mindtouch Support's YouTube account to hide it. So it will be embedded. And then also, one thing that Shay had mentioned that I thought was a good idea. So on our documentation, we just have a list of all the articles. And so here's what it looks like. So we'll add a version. So like if these screenshots were on 3.2 or 3.12 or 3.6, then we would add that to our documentation. Oops. Okay, and then miscellaneous, does the article make sense? You know, sometimes they don't make sense. I've found a few like that. And so yeah, we just want to like make sure that they make sense. And then I also, for the articles with screenshots, can you follow the steps and achieve the correct results? And for text-based articles, is the information correct? So those are just some miscellaneous questions. Once you've reviewed and improved the article, please update the Google Doc with your notes, and you'll be adding a version, you'll be adding a tag, and this is our notes. Our audit date, you would add that, and then what your name is, add the readability score. So these things with parentheses, we want to try to fill those in, and then add any notes that you think would be appropriate for this. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can add the page summary too. So let me just add this here. So yeah, so add information here, and then here, and then if you added a video, you can do that, and then add your notes. Okay. All right, and then also after you've updated the Google Doc, add a tag or comment your manager so that the article can be reviewed and approved. So just add a comment. So like, if you worked on this one, you could add a comment here that says, can you approve this? And then, tag Tracy at here, like that. So then I can go through and approve those. Okay? All right. Okay, so we have some things to practice with. So let's see who's on the call. So Amin, Meghna, Pramod, and Suhair. Okay, so Tracy, I'm going to take number 1. Amin, you take number 2. Meghna, you take number 3. Pramod, if you have time, you can take number 4.
I
And
don't
then
have any time,
Suhair.
Tracy.
Okay, all right.
But
Number 5. Yes.
I think I have like already did like one of the article likes it related to budget.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. So Suhair, can you take number 5, and we'll just go through this list here. Pramad's going to drop off in just a few moments because he's got another call. Okay.
Yeah.
So does everybody have the Google Doc? Do y'all have your assignments? I'm going to stop sharing just for a moment. Okay, so everybody should have the link to the Google Doc on chat, and you all have your assignment. So go to Mindtouch and find your article. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to audit this one on the while we're talking. I'm sorry, I'm going to audit this one on the recording. Okay. Okay, so everybody should be following along with your own article. Let me know if you're not able to find your article or if you can't remember which one you have.
Tracy?
Yes.
Sorry, I had audio of your explanation. So, so after finding the article, what do we need to do?
Oh, we're going to go through this together. So pull up your article on one of, like, hopefully you have two screens, and you can follow along with me while I audit the first article, cancel an invoice, and yeah. So you'll be working on your article while I work on this one. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so everybody should have their short article. Okay. Let's see. I think we're done with this. Oh, the appendix. Oh, yes. Before we go through the last part, does anybody need editor access? And then also there's some notes in Mindtouch if you're interested in reviewing those. Format guidelines, overview, PowerPoint, and notes. Does everybody have editor access? I guess we'll find out. Okay, so we're going to audit an article during this presentation.
See,
So I'll
I
be
think I'm
auditing.
having only view only access.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
see if I can figure that out right now.
Okay, Tracy.
I paused the. Let me open a new screen here. I don't even see you anywhere.
Yeah, Tracy, I'm dropping
Do
off.
you have access? Okay. Do you have access here anywhere, Meghna? I don't see your name.
Tracy, you're referring to Google Docs. Am I correct, Tracy?
Oh no. Oh, here? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Okay, that's the Google Docs. What about Mindtouch? Do you have access to Mindtouch?
Uh,
Because I don't see you on here. That's why I'm asking.
Actually, I have opened that article and I don't get any option to edit or like that, Tracy.
Same here,
Yeah.
Tracy.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, the username is the same as the email. I don't know what the password is. Oh yeah. If you do not specify a password, one will be generated. Okay, yeah. You're going to be a pro member. Oops. Author. External. And then let's see, Ebilling. See, it's already there. I don't understand. Okay. Cancel that. Users. Let me try this. I can't find you. All. Ah, there you are. You're a community member. Okay. You need to be a pro member. Okay. Hey. Okay. You're a community member and you need to be a pro member. Oops. I don't have enough. I have to get rid of somebody else. Let's see. Who is this? I don't know. I don't think, yeah, let me see about this. Oh, see, he's just a draft contributor. Okay, well, Austin doesn't need access anymore. Let's see. How did she get to be an admin? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Okay. All right. That's done. Okay, so you should have access now. Okay. Okay, so we're going to audit the invoice. So basically, I have like most of the audit instructions here. So just make sure the wording is clearly communicated and according to best practices. And then I have like the suggestions here. So let's see, from anywhere in the product invoices tab. Maybe I'll just edit that there. Click notification on the top menu bar. Oh wait, this. Hover over timekeepers. Let me just have this here. Hold. The track invoices screen opens. You can search for an invoice with multiple values. Oh, does this work? Let's make sure it works. Yeah. As detailed in track invoices. After finding your invoice, find the actions column on the far right of the invoice table, invoice status table. I think it would be the track invoices table. Invoices table. Click. Oh, yes, that was another way. So here, click on rate request. Yeah. So this is a button. So we want to highlight cancel in quote and bold. Okay. Oh, whoops. Bold. Oops. Okay, so now it says click cancel. And then note the invoice only appears after you have submitted the invoice, but before the client reviews your submission. Does that make sense? No, you can resubmit a canceled invoice. Okay. Okay, and then let's see, that was just the first part. So there's no numbering. Oh, yes, there is. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks correct. And then we even have the table of contents there. The images, are the images is, oh, look, see, the images are attached here. So I'm going to use media repository. So let's see, I can do this. See. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Cancel. Oh, I know. I can do this. Go down here. You can say, yeah, there we go. And then save image as. So it's going to be Ebilling, cancel, invoice. Let me just save it here. Oops. 1. And what's this other one? What is this? It's the same picture twice. That doesn't make sense. Okay. All right. So we're gonna cancel that, and then let me just go to the Collaborati Media repository. Okay. So I successfully downloaded that, and we have this one here. Attach, and then find the picture, and it should be in there now. That didn't work. Try again. Cancel is. Oh, it's because there's no space there. Okay. So here's. Okay, so I've got my picture saved in the media repository. So now I can go here, edit this, and then I'm going to delete this part, and then use a little image here to find it. Oh, wait, that's why. I need to search here. Okay, and I can click on it and wait for it to appear there. Save, and then there it is. Okay, then I can delete these. And delete these. Okay, and then I can save that. So I made the image look better. There is a table of contents, but it looks fine. Review, page summary, and tags. So we have, oh look, we have a version. Cancel invoice. That looks fine. Let's see. I think this one. So there's only one screenshot, so I'm not quite sure that this is going to be helpful. We have a page summary, step-by-step guide. Because it would be a little, maybe just how to cancel an invoice. Okay, and then let's see here. Oh, and I wanted to add the tags. So you can get the page summary and the tags down at the bottom here. Oh, and it's a topic. That. Save that for later. And then let's see if there's a similar article, readability score, got the version. We're not going to do a video. Okay, so let me just make sure that it makes sense. It's in the upload leads file, cancel an invoice. If I go here, I can get back to it. Yeah, that worked. Okay, and then I can let me get the page summary. And then the link works too. Okay, so I'm ready to fill this out here. Here's my list of articles. Fine, cancel, invoice. No, I don't see it. Here it is, cancel an invoice. Okay, so I'm going to fill out the ones that have parentheses, the page summary. I pulled it into, oops, I pulled it in over here to Notepad. And then 3.5. And then the tags. Tags. Okay. And then audit date today and audited by Tracy. And oh, we have a readability score here. None. Maybe I'll just put it, nothing there. And I don't think this is similar to any other invoice. Delete an invoice. No, that's different. Okay, so then lastly, my readability score. At the bottom here, you can go here. And you can test the readability of your web page. And then I have, I think it's the first or second one I'm looking for, which is the reading score. Which one is it? Here. Oh, I need to make that more clear. I think it's this one, the flesh contained grade level, 8.4. Oh, no, it's not. It's the first one. Yeah, it's the first one. So the first one's 41.5. It's so short. Where'd it go? Okay. All right. I'm done. All right. That concludes the end of our presentation. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, I stopped the recording. No, I didn't.